Hey, what's up everybody? It's Chronofahx, your time traveling Kitsune, and welcome to, well, I was hoping to get this time dry, but it didn't end up being the case. So many technical issues. Anyways, welcome to Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Torna the Golden Country. First of all, hope you're all having a good day. If not, I hope I can make it just a little better. So, before we fully jump into this, I want to kind of quickly go over what Torna is, as well as two things I want to make very clear right off the bat. Okay, so, for those who are not in the know, Torna the Golden Country is an extra story mode. It's a prequel to the base game, and is a part of the Xenoblade... See the full beginning of your stream. Yeah. I was running a little late today. My computer was just giving me all sorts of issues. Like, I couldn't hear anything through OBS. I couldn't have, like, my Elgato Wave 3 wasn't working, so I couldn't get any audio through my microphone or anything. Know it by name, but not by story, yeah. But yeah, Torna is basically a prequel that's a part of the Xenoblade 2 expansion pass. And it goes into backstories of different characters that are major part of the base game. And for me personally, not only do I think this is actually better than the base game, because it not only makes a lot of improvements over the original. Most people around the internet, for some reason, are having problems with their OBS. Yeah, but I think mine is mostly from a computer standpoint, because again, my My laptop is old. But yeah, not only do I think Torna is better than the base game itself because it makes so many genuine improvements over the original, but also it is tied with Majora's Mask as my favorite video game of all time. So I am ecstatic to get this started. So, but before that, two things. One, please no spoilers in the chat for this story specifically. I know there's not a ton to spoil, especially if you know the base game and you kind of already have an idea about how this is gonna end, but still try to keep spoilers to a minimum in case, because there are a few twists and turns popping up. And also, if you're just now joining, how you can like this more than the original, I'll get into it as we get along, but for those of you who are just joining and you don't know the base game story, I would recommend familiarizing yourself with it, because I'm going to be treating this as though you know the base game story. Like, I'm going to be talking about different story elements in Torna as though you know about the base game. With that said, nothing about this game, so no spoilers from my corner. Alright, so first I want to just quickly double check. Okay, I want to max this out so that dialogue can be heard. And anything else? No, I think that should be good. Alright, let's go ahead and get this started. Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Torna of the Golden Country.
The year was 3564. The 107th Indoline Praetor, Rhodalis, had sent an armed expedition against the country of Sia. Its capital, Amranta, fell overnight and sank beneath the clouds, along with the rest of the Titan. The destruction of Sia shocked all the nations of Allrest. Officially, the act was attributed to a military alliance led chiefly by Indol and the emerging power of Mor Ardain. In fact, it had been the work of one blade, the Aegis, a man known as Malos. Said to be the architect's word incarnate. Back then, neither Laura nor myself knew how closely his fate would prove to be tied with ours in the days to come.
You're that eager to die? Then allow me to assist.
For Malos, what drives him is basically a lot of the instincts from Amalthus kind of drove him. Like, a lot of the hatred that Amalthus had for the world influenced Malos to destroy everything.
Even the Balufos caught up in it.
Laura, can you smell it?
Huh. Ugh, it stinks like...
Also, I hope you like jazz.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Blood. It's driving them crazy.
approach an enemy and press R to attack them. A lot of the gameplay is kind of carried over from the base game, but there are a few changes, and I'll go over those as those pop up.
These guys should be no problem.
This game about Jin, yeah, it's basically the backstories of a lot of like characters from the Aegis War 500 years before the base game. With every auto attack hit, your arch gauge will fill up slightly. Yeah. We already got all that. So we're playing as Laura, and let's see if I can build up to first art, Path of Thorns. If you use an art at the precise moment auto attack connects, you can cancel the art without winding down from the attack. This is called action canceling. And actually get more increased damage because Path of Thorns, which is Laura's first art, is a cancel attack up. So let's see if I can do this. Team is composed of a driver and their blades. All that are common to all team members. I did it a little too early. All right, come on. Let me see if I can build up again to Path of Thorns. Maybe I can cancel attack better. I'll admit I haven't played Torna in a while, so I'm not quite as used to kind of the arts and how they cancel out of each other. All right. A little early again. Oh, well, whatever. He defeated it, but there's going to be more enemies, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, some Pharises. In battle, a team is split between Vanguard and Rear Guard positions. The character in the Vanguard is the attacker, while the Rear Guard plays support. You, as a player, directly control the Vanguard. The Rear Guard will attack and provide buffs automatically. So, unlike in the base game where the blades are just kind of there in the background, you can actually switch into them and actually play as them. When you receive an attack, the damage you took will be displayed as a red bar, indicating recoverable HP. This damage is healed using a Vanguard switch. Think of this sort of like the rolling HP bar in Earthbound, and you basically get what this mechanic is. Recoverable HP will drain over time. Performing Vanguard switches whenever you can and keeping your HP high is the key to victory. When the team HP reaches 0, you'll be incapacitated, respawn to the previous landmark or the start of a fight. Alright, come on, and let me see if I can switch over to Jin.
Am I good or am I good?
Alright, once rear guard gauge fills up in battle, you can press up or down to perform a maneuver called the Vanguard switch. Okay, so now we're gonna switch it to Jin and actually play as him for a bit. Kind of like when you tag out in the Tekken game or Marvel vs. Capcom, yeah. Alright, so now we got control over Jin, and he only has one art, Chill Stroke, but I'm gonna quickly use a level 1 special real quick and take out this Raging Volve. Alright. The special is a move that uses cooperation between the team members to great effect. Using arts will in turn charge the special gauge. This is called special recharge. When this gauge is full, press A to use a special. Yeah, again, a lot of this is kind of carried over from the base game, but again, there are stuff like the Vanguard switches that does impact things and make it change a little bit. So I'm gonna switch back to Laura, and oh, finally it did Path of Thorns correctly. Okay, level 1. All right, too bad when I leveled up I didn't get another art, because Laura does learn a pretty good break art, so I was hoping to learn that and switch it to Jin, because performing Vanguard switches not only recovers HP, but it also does driver combo stuff. So if I switch into Jin from Laura, I can activate a topple art. All right, come on. Okay, so we can switch it to Jin, especially considering that Jin actually grows stronger with Vanguard switches. I'll get into it when we're actually getting access to seeing Infinity charts. You can charge the special up beyond level 1 all the way up to 4. But for free, here's a free special gauge top up so you can try using a level 4 special and admire Laura and Jin's flawless coordination. That looks like a 3, not a 4. Tutorials, why are you lying to me? Oh, there we go. All right.
I need your help here, Jin.
All right.
Midnight Sun.
Excellent. And down it goes.
Thank you, Jin.
Well, we've got room for improvement.
Of what?
This fighting style. It magnifies our strength, sure, but it leaves us wide open. When the sword is in my hand, you're left defenseless.
What, you won't keep me safe?
Huh?
I'll keep you safe always.
I'll keep you safe, always. You still remember that?
I've thought about it. Every day for these 17 years. I'll never forget it. The day you set me free from a life of misery.
I see.
The feature that the arrow is pointing to right now is the compass. It'll point you wherever you need to go, whether it be for story or side quest stuff. You already kind of know if you played the base game. Environmental info, the mini-map, current objective, which my model is currently blocking. Now, a piece of important information. Did you see that notification that said new tips have been added? In this game, you can check previous tutorials from the menu. Hallelujah, they finally fixed this. This was one of my biggest gripes with the base game, and it's so nice that you can review the tutorials, especially considering that with the exception of one tutorial, I think every tutorial in this game is actually good. So, already a massive improvement. Alright. So, now that we actually have control over everything, I'm gonna run back because I think there might be a chest back here. I could be wrong. Okay. No, it doesn't look like it, but I would recommend remembering this place. This is very handy this place is very handy to remember for a later time. Right. Lasaria Woodland. Where you are right now is a special kind of area known as a landmark. All rest features 3 kinds of areas: locations, landmarks, and secret areas. Alright. So, already right off the bat, I love the new presentation. Like, seeing this image of Torna itself is so nice. And yeah, you can actually see it kind of shift as you move around in the menu. It's really nice. Alright, so, getting into it. First, I want to go into Laura real quick and show off a few things. First, accessories. Laura wields a weapon class known as the Braid. And you see that little, like, fire icon? This indicates that all the drivers in this game can be any element that you want so long as you have the right kind of weapon. In this case, Laura starts off as a fire element character. Alright, and then I don't have any other accessories. And then go into arts, and she only has one, of course, with Path of Thorns. At least in the Vanguard arts. So go ahead and level that up.
And effort to get this good.
But the other one is Rearguard arts, which I'm just gonna say it. Don't focus on any of these except for your switch arts. Those are the ones you want to prioritize with Rearguard arts. Literally don't care about any of the other ones. They aren't particularly useful, and they don't really do that much damage anyway. So just focus on the switch arts, nothing else. All right, and then of course she has the standard affinity chart that most other drivers did. And let's see, which ones do I want to prioritize? Let's do honed reflexes so I can build up my agility since Laura's the only team member. Plus, this goes into canceling arts.
Must have improved.
All right, and then there's pouch items, which you don't have any, so can't exactly do anything with that yet. As for Jin, pretty much works very similar to how blades work in the base game. So core chips, you can change the weapon class, change the stats on the weapon. There's his affinity charts, there's aux cores, but the new thing they added is adding in arts for the blades themselves. And in this case, I'm gonna level up Thin Ice since that's a topple art.
tempered by discipline.
Alright. As for Jin himself, in terms of his affinity chart, he has Transmigration, increases damage dealt by 30% on every Vanguard switch. This pretty much, this defines Jin as his playstyle. Switching a lot and dealing massive amounts of damage. And even if you're not the one playing as Laura, Laura will be switching between her blades pretty often, so this is pretty nice, even on the CPU. In fact, this alone makes Jin the objectively best Ice Blade in the entirety of both the base game and Torna. Full Resonance deals 60% more and take 10% less damage at max affinity, making Laura and Jin a little bit more tanky, while also dealing a lot more damage. And then Mind's Eye increases critical damage by 20%. Pretty nice. And then for his 3 field skills, he has Mineralogy, Swift Swordplay, and Fortitude. You'll have to remember the field skills a lot more because you won't be getting any like common blades or rare blades or any of that. There's no gacha system in Torna, so whatever blades you have, those are your only resource for field skills. So keep that in mind. All right. So run around a little bit, and actually, wait. I want to see again. What enemies he needs to fight, because there's no merc missions here, so you will have to physically go around and fill in the affinity charts by hand. Okay, so collect 10 items, that shouldn't be too hard, and then defeat Arlo Copybuzz in the secluded Boneway in Torna, etc. Alright, so... yeah, okay, I'll fight a wolf. I'm gonna be fighting a lot of enemies, seeing how I'm all alone and I need to level up more and more compared to the base game. Okay, switch it to Jin, and let's see. Gonna do this. Auto attack a little bit, build a chill stroke. And oh no, I need to switch it to Laura. Oh, there we go. There we go. As for how Laura fights, since there's not really much of an affinity chart to really give a defined playstyle for Laura, Laura pretty much acts as a mixture of a healer and an attacker. Think of her similar to Knuckle Claws in the base game. In fact, just unlocked a new art, Hungry Snake, which is a break art, but also guarantees an HP potion. This is already pretty dang good for Laura to have. Oh. Whoa, what? I have no idea what happened there. I think my capture card glitched out for a second. Alright. Anyways, it looks like we got a bunch of new arts. Let's see. Yeah, Hungry Snake, so I'm gonna put that top. And I think also got a new, I got a new rear guard art, but those aren't really useful. And again, the CPU controlling them when they're in their rear guard form, they'll just kind of do it anyway. They're just gonna use those arts anyway. You have no control over those, so I don't really feel like it's necessary to go into those. As for Jin, he learned Snow Blast, increases damage dealt by the side. So in terms of arts, Jin focuses mostly on positional arts. Think of him similar to Shulk or Rex. Like, they just focus on positional arts. Alright, so gonna run around a little bit and feign Bulofo.
I think we've been spotted.
I'm just gonna run ahead. I think level 4 is about where I want to be. So, jump up. And also, can I just say how beautiful this game is? Like, 2 was already really pretty, but man, the difference that it made with just an additional like 9 months between this game. Like, keep in mind, this came out 9 months after the base game did, and look at how much they've improved in the terms of the visuals. Like, you would not be able to get this much detail in like the forest and everything in the base game. You just wouldn't see that kind of thing. It's so beautiful.
What happened? Are you alone?
Looks like the only survivor. These burn patterns don't look like Malice's handiwork. Must have been humans. Looting and pillaging while the world burns.
Hey, it's okay. Would you like to come with us? You don't have to worry, really. We're all good people. Promise.
Can you walk? You can. Good going.
And your family? Were they there with you? Should we go back and...
Mikhail.
Hmm?
My name is Mikhail.
Oh, right. I'm Laura. And he's...
I don't have a family. I was sold to this village from Estem. So I'm all alone.
I see. Right then. Starting today, we're going to be your new family. We'll take you back to our friends and...
You people? You're strangers. You don't have to pretend to care.
You don't beat around the bush, do you? He's gonna be a handful, this one. Though really, I was just the same once. Very well. Friends first then, not family. How's that sound?
Laura,
What's up?
I'll scout the area. Look after him.
Oh, of course. Be careful. And Jin.
I know.
What was that you said, Baldric?
The Sean capital of Omrantha has fallen. Or rather, it was annihilated. Praetor Redalis.
So it has come to pass after all.
Respectfully, you aren't much of an actor, Eminence. It appears you are not surprised at all. We heard disturbing rumors circling among the Magisters. Amalthus, whom you recently elevated to Quester? People wonder if this calamity has anything to do with that man's blade. With such extraordinary power, is it really wise to,
No matter whose power affected it, it is sure to serve the greater glory of Indal. The architect will surely be pleased.
Eminence, do you believe it can be controlled?
If it cannot, I will let him take the blame. I have spoken. Thank you for your report, Magister Baldric. You may return to your duties.
This looks like a good spot to set up camp. Yeah, I'll start preparing the food. Oh wow, you're a star, Jin. What do you reckon you'll make? Let's see now. I should be able to get my hands on a few choice ingredients around here. If you find some Torna trout, deviled onions, and sour avocados, I could stew them together. You like trout straw Lou, right? It's absolutely divine. You'll join us for a bite to eat, won't you, Mikhail? I guess. Perfect. Then let's set to work and hunt for those ingredients. All three of those things should be easy to come by around here. No need to travel off the beaten path. So now we have Mikhail as a guest party member. What you're looking at right now is a collection point. Check here to uncover collectible items. You'll find collection points all over Allrest, and each area will have its own selection of items to discover. Also, there's some collection points where you can use Blade's field skills to find special collectible items that you couldn't get otherwise. Collectibles you are sure to find come in handy during your adventure. Another really nice improvement that you made over the original base game is that they actually label these collection points, telling you you're more likely to get this type of items at this point, rather than just letting you kind of guess about it and potentially get it wrong. So that's already a pretty nice improvement. One that I really, really appreciate. Alright, so got some Torna trouts, and to go over and wait, I need to see this. Okay, they fixed Jin's swimming animation in Torna. Good. I couldn't really remember if that was the case or not. Alright, let's see if I can build up to a break and to do a topple. Because I want to try and... Because I want to see if I can pull that off. Okay, so break and then topple. Nice. Alright, and then from the side, I'll do Snow Blast. And she'll already faced me. I was hopefully gonna take advantage of Chillstroke's back attack up, but that ended up not being the case. Alright. So now I need to, I think, check over here?
Aren't we intrepid?
Alright, deviled onions, and I think I can actually check in here and oh ho ho, hello.
Aren't we intrepid?
Generally, you want to be checking for those golden spots. Those will usually have rare items, or at least have heightened chances of having rarer items.
This is becoming addictive.
Alright, get a few sandy oopas. Alright, and let's hop over, and I think I have enough ingredients now, so let's go ahead and take a rest at the campsite. Right, we got our ingredients, fire's nice and toasty. I think we're all set for the night. Jin, would you mind making a start on the cooking? I'll get right to it. The blades doing the cooking? Got a problem with that? Better Jin than me. If I were in charge, I'd probably end up losing a limb peeling the veggies. It's not all one-sided though. Laura has her own talents, like in making charms. That I could never do. Right, we make up for each other's strengths and weaknesses. Blade or driver, no one has to shoulder all the burden. Huh. Okay, I'm going to make a start on the straw loop. Won't take long. So, there are a couple things you can do here at the campsite. First is resting, which is basically the equivalent of staying at an inn in the base game, where you can level up based off a bonus experience. So it works very similar to that. The other is chatting. These are basically Torna's equivalent to heart-to-hearts, where you can just view little cutscenes of people just kind of chilling around, chatting it up, kind of letting the characters just be characters. Laura, about that battle earlier. I know, right? We were phenomenal. You're trying to do too much. Aw, what? I thought you were gonna praise me. I'm only trying to draw out your full power, Jin. You know that. That's fine, and I appreciate it. What I'm saying is, please don't put yourself at risk, Laura. We've been together a long time, haven't we, Jin? Ever since I touched your core crystal as a little girl, and we become bonded forever as driver and blade. Yeah. It's a bond closer to blood, I think. That's part of the reason why I want to help you too. See you grow. Be there for you. That's beautiful, Laura. But you're a driver, and I'm a blade. Blades protect their drivers in a fight. It's the natural order of things. Especially since we don't need to worry about being wounded, as long as the core crystal stays intact. While I, on the other hand, am just human. When the driver dies, the blades return to their course. that's why you want me to be more careful, right?
Exactly.
Right, I get it. Well, it's not like I want to make you anxious in the middle of a fight. Okay, I promise not to overdo it, and if things start looking bad, I'll be sure to switch out for you. That would be great. Thanks. Counting on you, then. You know I'd never let you down. There's still more, and I'm going to be very upfront with you. I'm not going to be able to do every single one of these campfire chats. Not in the interest that I don't want to do them, but more in that it's physically impossible to do it on a single playthrough. Like, I'm talking there's campfire chats for every scenario in this game. I'm talking losing major story bosses, getting through one phase but not another of a story fight. There's minor ones that only allow for like a 5-minute window in the story. There are a ton of these campfire chats. So I am going to be upfront. I'm not going to be able to get every single one of these. I'll just hit on the really important ones or ones that I particularly like. Hey Jin, can you take care of the cooking? Sure. I think I can contrive a decent trout stralu out of the stuff we gathered. Awesome. I could really do with a proper meal right about now. Shouldn't be too long. Okay, I think that is... Yep, that's all the chats that are available right now. And... Okay, as much as I'm going to praise this game, there is one thing that I do think is a legitimate downgrade from the base game. Craft. Because, yep, there is a crafting system similar to like Pyrus cooking or doing like weaving from Veil or any of those. And you may think, okay, it can't be that bad, right? It's like you could probably still go buy like pouch items from like shops or something. No. Crafting is the only method of getting pouch items in this game.
Now, let me see.
In other words, if you want to maximize any of your stuff for this, like if you want to constantly have the good good pouch items, you're going to be collecting a lot of stuff and you're going to be crafting a lot. I will admit that is one of the major downsides to Torna that I am willing to openly admit, because most of the time I would rather just buy my pouch items rather than craft them, even though some of the effects can be pretty good. All right. But getting into it, Laura can make charms, which have a party gauge gain effect most of the time. There are a few new pouch item types that are added into Torna, and charms are one of them. But thankfully, there are more than enough that carry over from the base game, including a lot of food items. So, let's see. I'm forced to craft trout stralu, but for the beginning portions of the game, I would recommend crafting rich platinum bonbons, as they have archery charge. Pretty similar to the base game, desserts are usually the best pouch items. Okay, so craft that, and that should be good.
How sad. That village, I mean.
It is.
That blade, Malos. He didn't do that, did he?
The towns raised by the Aegis were completely obliterated. I plan to inform the mercenaries of this.
How could a person do something so awful?
Anyway, you should rest now. We should be able to meet up with Hayes tomorrow.
Oh, yes. I wonder if she's found any leads on Mother. I hope so, anyway.
I'll prepare food, then rest up.
Oh, that's kind of you. Thanks.
That really hit the spot. You know, I really can't think of anything better than waking up to Jin's cooking. Scrumptious. You scarf that down quick. 1 second. Mikhail, relax. He's not gonna bite you. Don't let the whole moody thing fool you. He's genuinely concerned about you. Moody thing. Look, if there's anything you need, just tell us, alright? Nuh-uh, I'm fine. Really. Something that is gonna hurt a little is the part I do know the story from the base game, so getting used to lore as the story goes on. Yeah, and in fact, that's probably one of the things that's probably one of the reasons why I wanted to wait until after the base game, is because with it being a prequel, it genuinely makes it all the more heartbreaking knowing how it's gonna end. Like this is an example of a prequel done right, because you really do grow attached to these characters and you really get to know them a lot better, as well as the world. And it just makes the inevitable conclusion just hit all the harder. Like, that scene between Laura and Jin talking by the campfire, it's a genuinely really sweet scene, and it adds to the base game because now we know a little bit more about Jin and Laura's relationship and how much Laura meant to Jin and why he did the things he did in the base game. Listen, I know Jin can be a bit scary, but he's really very gentle. You'll get used to him. I just need to clean up here, then we can move out. Feltley can't be far now, can it? Where we're meeting up with Hayes. That's right, there's still a way to go, but if we keep to the road, it won't take long. Certain places out in the wild will allow you to make camp. The 3 things you can do at a campsite are resting, crafting, chatting. I already kind of went over that. As you can see, camps are places of preparation and growth. When entering a new area, it's worth scouting out the next campsite first. Crafting is one of the actions available when camping. Expends collectibles to create pouch items. Already know about all that. And I think, actually, I could stop by the campsite again and... Yep, like I said, there are a ton of these campfire chats. There's already one, even though we just barely finished it. So it's not really realistic for me to go and do every single campfire chat. I really hope we'll be able to join up with Hayes soon. It isn't far to Feltley now. In fact, we should just be there in no time as long as we stick to the path. I wonder what Hayes will think of Mikhail when she sees them. It'll be interesting, that's for sure. Don't worry, Mikhail. Hayes is one of the loveliest people I've ever met. I'll be fine. Are there any more? Nope, okay. Alright, so... Gotta run around a little bit, and... Arlo Capybara. I think that's actually the enemy I need to fight for Jin, actually. And, oh! Looks like you found a treasure trove. You'll discover troves in many shapes and sizes as you journey across All Rest.
The suspense is killing me.
Alright, get a Rigid Vest. I think that's an HP up thing, and while Laura doesn't usually benefit from that, since she's, again, more of an attacker-healer kind of deal, since she's the only driver, I think giving her that is the smartest move. Alright, so with this, I'm actually going to be playing as Jin, because, yeah, you can actually just walk around and just play as the Blades the entire time, or start the fight with the Blade.
Take the initiative.
Again, that's one of the things I like the most about Torna, is that they really expand upon a lot of the gameplay stuff from the base game. Like, the Blades are usually just kind of there in the background offering power, and you really only use them for their Blade skills. But here, because the Blades are playable, you play them for the Blades. You use their power, you use their battle skills a whole lot of the time. And you utilize both the strengths and weaknesses between the Blades and drivers to really push the combat forward. It's really nice. Alright. And also, it makes for an interesting comparison with the base game when you realize that Drivers and Blades technically fought separately 500 years ago, and yet in the present day of the base game, it's mostly the drivers that are doing the fights and not really the blades. So it kind of makes an interesting comparison and creates a lot of interesting theories as to why that battle why that changed over the course of the world, like throughout the. You get what I'm saying. All right, another Arlo Kapiba. I think after this, I think it's just one more Kapiba, and then Jin's final battle skill will be unlocked, at least for level 1. Alright, so... Snow Blast. Switch it to Laura. Do a Break Arts, and... Path of Thorns. Let's do level 1. And okay, switch it to Jin, and there we go.
I wish the battle could have been avoided.
The rest of you hardly even broke a sweat.
There's something here.
All right, let's get some flowers, and I think over there is actually a unique. No, regular enemy, but way higher level than usual. I'm gonna just avoid that, and. Alright, last Kapiba, and Jin will unlock his... Oh! Thank you, Tutorial Man, for interrupting. As you probably noticed, the bridge ahead is out. It's an obstacle, but not an insurmountable one. Using a blade's field skill might provide a solution. Basically the same thing as a base game.
Here we go.
Though, thankfully, you don't need to switch out any blades because, again, you're just kind of locked into the same drivers and blades throughout the entire thing. So, you'll just have access to all your field skills at all times. And it's just a matter of leveling them up in order to achieve some of the harder stuff. Alright, so I'll do a level 1 with Jin. And switch it to Laura. Hungry Snake. Get a little bit of an HP potion. And Path of Thorns. There we go. Alright. Hopefully that should be all for Jin, right? Or am I missing one? Oh. I'm so used to just doing one click and getting into the affinity chart of a blade. Oh, I need to fight one more. Okay. Hangnail Crossing.
With all my might.
Swift swordplay creates a bridge. But I want to jump down here because I think there might be something good down here. Oh, I see a treasure chest. Yes, there is something good. Oh, but first, a little oopa. Alright, so slash... And yes, how's Torna so far? Pretty good. Alright, so Snow Blast and switch it to Laura so I can do Hungry Snake and Path of Thorns. Level 1. And okay, get that. And there we go.
I'd rather we didn't have to deal with all these encounters.
Better be good.
9.9 out of 10 DLC. Yeah, honestly, again, I've said before that I think Torna is actually better than the base game in almost every way. I think there are one or two things that I think the base game did better. I've already listed one of them with the pouch items, but yeah, for the most part, I really love Torna. Okay, so walk across, and now we finally get a little bit more of an open field compared to normal. And oh, looks like we unlocked Fortitude.
Half the battle is living to fight another day.
All right, so I still need to find one more Arlo Kapiba. Found Torna to be a 7.5. Future Redeemed was better. Yeah, I really liked Future Redeemed, but I think my problem with it is that its pacing was a little too quick at times. Like, I love what it did for the series as a whole, and I also really love a lot of the character moments in Future Redeemed. I just personally like Torna more because it is better paced. If you try targeting all sorts of enemies, you'll occasionally encounter one whose target icon looks different from that of normal enemies. We call those unique monsters. Alright. So, unique monsters are
Can we use this?
a bit more unique compared to the base game. I know, real original joke there. But in all seriousness, you might want to pay a little bit closer attention to unique monsters here in Torna because, well, for one, there are actually way fewer unique monsters compared to normal. And B, you actually might want to go out of your way to defeat every unique monster in this game. Like, even if they're not required for any blade affinity charts, I would still highly recommend doing it, especially if you're going for 100%. Alright, so gonna walk around a little bit and see Scarpoxes and a Salsh Rogul. Alright.
There's something here.
Okay, get some rare stone, silver wing. And there's a chest right behind that Blufo. How do I sneak past this guy? Because...
We must.
Oh! Hi, Scorebox. Alright, you shouldn't be too big of a problem. Okay, use Mach Punch. And... let's see... switch to Laura. Path of Thorns. And if I could get Jin closer to a topple, I can go ahead and break. And topple. Alright. So now I need to do level 1. And I don't think we've unlocked the ability to do blade combos yet, so I'm not going to worry too much about those quite yet. Alright. So let's run around a little bit. Grab HP potions, because again, I'm the only healer character in here. So I need to keep these up. Alright, so do Path of Thorns. Come on. Okay, break and then topple. I didn't realize that the break didn't activate. Dang it. But with that, Laura and Jin have both received their final arts. Yeah, there aren't that many. You only get 3 Vanguard arts. As well as 3 Rearguard arts. You don't even get to switch anything. And then for Laura's final art, she gets Spinning Wheel, which reduces aggro. Basically, think of it like Rolling Smash. And then Jin has Star Slash, which has a chance to annul defense. Pretty good, actually. Plus, for early on, it's good to have an art that isn't just a positional art because I'm the only party member. So the enemies will always be facing me because I'll always have the aggro. All right, so up. Can I? No. I mean, I guess I could try doing zombie hovering, because, okay, there is actually a glitch in this game. I think it was eventually patched out, but if you use enough Vanguard switches like in the overworld without being in battle, you can actually basically just hover and fly up into the air. Think of it like that one glitch in Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric where you can cause Knuckles to infinitely jump. It's very similar to that. Alright, so there's an ancient mineral deposit here.
Can we use this?
And get some nice stuff out of this. Let's see, is there anything else around here that I probably want to do? Probably not. Too low level to take on that unique monster, so can't really do anything with that. But there is a treasure chest up here that I could certainly take.
Better be good.
Alright, what do we get? An attack stone. Probably better than nothing, so I'll go ahead and put that on Laura. Having a hilarious argument with a guy on Reddit about whether or not you use Mithra in Chapter 10 during that one section before meeting class. Yeah. Increases auto attack damage by 20%. Not good long term, but because I have nothing else, might as well put it on. Again, auto attacks are pretty worthless in this game, in these games, so it's not a good idea to really focus on just powering those up. All right, so there's a little ladder over here, as well as an Arlo Capybara. So you can't, but I know for a fact I've done it, so do you. Yeah. All right. So do backslice, and yes, I did it just in time where, even though he turned around, it still counted as a back attack because it only focuses if you did it just as you activated the art. The game is pretty generous in that regard. Okay, spinning wheel, and then let's do hungry snake, and hopefully Jin will be able to build up to a topple. There. Down he goes. And already got a Key Infinity level 2, as well as Mind's Eye. Okay.
I feel my power.
His argument is, you must have been doing New Game Plus, because he can't do normal gameplay. My argument is I haven't done New Game Plus, yeah. Let's see, for Jin to level up more of his stuff, I'll have to use his level 1 special 10 times. Finish 10 enemies. This is actually where the initial area that I said, remember where it is, comes into play, because if you just make your party, whichever blade needs to do this solo, and then go and just to bop the very low leveled enemies, you can get these really quick. Waiting for him to call me a hacker. See, attack from behind. That won't be able to happen until I get more party members, unfortunately. Perform driver combos, so doing those break topples will be necessary. Use pouch items from the meat category twice. And then use Jin's crafting skills. Yeah, the game will force you to basically do any crafting in this game, no matter how much you kick and scream, unfortunately. Because I think later parts of the story will require higher level stuff from this, so yeah. And I see an item that I probably need, so sneaky dawning slate piece. Okay, there are going to be a lot of slate pieces around here. I would recommend picking them up
if we must.
All right, we're going to swim away because there's obviously a cave behind the waterfall. It wouldn't be a video game without one. Come on. And oh, a level 11 starts is Grady. Okay. So to try and build up to a level 1. I'm not anticipating winning this particular fight because again, there's like a 6 level difference, and I'm going in with pretty underpowered stuff. But might as well try and blow up stuff if I can. But yeah, I'm gonna have to remember that because that thing in the distance is kind of important for a side thing. And yes, I am gonna be trying and I'm gonna try and do like 100% run of this game. This game isn't too long. In fact, on my second playthrough, I did it in 30 hours.
There's something here.
Heck, even on my first game playthrough where I didn't really know a whole lot, I did it in 60. So it's not gonna be a long experience. So I'm more than willing to do 100% with this one. All right, a Barony Stone. There's no response, but have to remember that for a later time. And do I want to switch off a Jin for a bit? No, I'll stick to him until I can get at least a level 1 affinity chart thing done. So climb up here, and is there anything else of note?
This is an unfamiliar vista.
Let's see, secluded boneway, and there's some more capybaras in case needed those for Jin. Let's see, there's a couple of voles picking out of the carcass, and there's another cave down there. You know, I just unlocked a skip travel point. Let's see if this leads anywhere good.
Can we use this?
Get some good fish out of this.
Nightfall.
Swift swordplay, yet I need focus. which shouldn't be too long before I get focus, but for right now, I can't, so. So I'll need to do Secluded Boneway. Oh, yeah, I almost forgot.
Let's get a move on then.
Another thing I like about the presentation when it comes to Torna, look at these maps. These are beautiful. These would be right at home in like a D&D kind of thing, or in a great fantasy book. Like, this is beautiful to look at. Look at this. Oh my gosh, I love the presentation. And again, it's amazing that they got all this done within 9 months of the base game releasing. I mean, granted, when you just kind of build on the base of what you did before and you just need to make those improvements, I guess it wouldn't be too hard to do all that, but still, I really appreciate all the effort they put into a DLC when they really could have just flubbed it. The Torna Titan is so beautiful, especially since it's the only Titan we can fully explore, yeah.
We must.
I don't feel like fighting these vaults. I don't think I need to fight them for anything, so let's just move on.
Looks like Hayes isn't here yet. What the? This should be the village of Feltley.
I am Mini Nick.
It's almost like glass. Rumor among the mercs says that's the hallmark of the Aegis.
But why would he do this?
Look out!
Jin!
It's nothing. Let's go.
Level 8, a gargoyle.
I'm on the board.
I hope none of the casts die in this one. Also, I'm gonna shut up because I want you to listen to this music.
If I must. If I must. If I must. For my cause. Super. If I must.
This music actually played in the base game. I think it played around the time we were in the World Tree. But Torna is definitely the first thing where I very clearly heard a lot of it. And it plays for pretty much most of the mini-bosses and boss fights in this game. Alright, so let me see if I can build up to Hungry Snake, and then I'll switch into Jin and do a topple. Okay, break, topple, and let's do a level 3 while I'm at it. Alright. And gonna run, and I was gonna grab that HP potion, but it was too late. Alright, level 1 to finish it off. Hey, down it goes.
This is no normal monster.
Not an Ardanian Titan weapon either.
Maybe it's Malice's.
Get down, you two!
Holy...
That was a close one.
Looks like Malos's artificers are still roaming around.
So it was
Hey. Wait a minute.
The emblem of Torna.
You are Jin, right? Wow, I can't believe it. I came all the way out here, and who do I say but the paragon of Torna and his driver? You're so young. That core crystal was stolen 17 years ago. Quite a feat to pull off that heist at that age.
Are you going to arrest us? Execute us?
I don't know yet. I did just save you after all.
Oh, how magnanimous.
Laura, there's no point in talking.
Have it your way.
This is Burger King. Adam and Mithra fighting separately, which is a little weird because you would expect, you know, the driver and Blade to be working together in combat, but no, in this case they're just fighting separately. Well, you screwed. I don't think so. I mean, if I was able to take down a level 11 and level 6, I don't think these two are gonna be too much of a problem. Knock on wood. Alright, so gonna Vanguard switch it to Laura and spinning wheel. And let's see if I can the Aegis. Alright, down goes the Aegis. you were saying? Okay. Path of Thorns. And oh, you launched me quite far, buddy. You must have a really good launch art. All right, spinny wheel. Oh, you broke me. You use a break art on me. All right, break, topple. Oh, the topple art missed, I guess. Okay, level 3.
The hell are these two? They're just a driver and Blade. Where's this strength coming from?
Well, he is the paragon of Torna.
I've had enough.
What? No. There's no need for you to...
You!
What?
Incredible! You! Both of you!
Huh?
That last attack, the force behind it was absurd. I'm amazed.
Oh, really?
And now
Well,
Potion falls in the face with my fist and it's not eaten.
Oh, and passing the weapon. What a concept! How did you ever come up with that idea?
Oh, well... We were broke.
Huh?
We couldn't afford meals, let alone another sword. And so we made do.
You're kidding. Oh man, you guys are the best. I haven't laughed this hard in ages.
Huh?
I really, really like you two.
Master Adam! Sir!
Milton!
Oh, thank goodness you're all right. Master Adam, are you hurt at all?
Master Adam? You can't be the Adam Origo.
The Lord of Aletta, and fourth in line to the throne of Torna.
Oh, come on, Milton. I've been with him the whole time. You really think these two would cause any harm?
You've been using your dumb artifice again, haven't you?
Dumb?
So yeah, sure, nothing to worry about, right?
Milton?
The first of many times they dunk on Mithra.
Well, I'd better give her my thanks.
Hayes!
Oh, was she with you?
I'm sorry to keep you waiting, my lady.
I see. So that's when... What a sad, sad tale, Nora.
Oh, here we go again. Don't let it get cold now.
So then, how come you've enlisted with a band of mercenaries?
I guess I like the freedom. This way I'm not tied down. So I can help out. With causes I really believe in, you know? Going's tough everywhere you look these days, right? I can't ignore it, can I?
I understand.
Fat load of good that'll do, in the long run. The world keeps turning anyway.
You might think that. But mercenaries and statesmen each have their own views and ways to effect change. It's not in vain.
A blade siding with humans. You don't see that every day.
I think it's blades like you that are rare.
Well, duh. You do know what I am, right?
Lacking in compassion.
Huh?
Blades like you really are a rare sight. That may be for the best.
So, about Jin. I suppose you have to take him away from me.
I could try to slay you right here.
But?
But my mission is to stop the Aegis's destruction. To subdue Malos, not to seek out lost trinkets. Who cares about paragons anyway?
Huh?
How about you two join up? Lend us your strength. You're incredibly powerful. There's loads I want to pick up from you, like that trick from before. Let's see. We'll say I found the Paragon on my journey and decided to entrust him to you. To help with Malos. Well, sound plausible?
That's just...
How dare he speak to me like that? He thinks he knows me.
Course is the word.
Yeah, he is.
I meant you.
Me?
You meant you're unpolished. After you return to your core, you lose your memories. However, as you gain experience with people, gradually the nature of a blade, rather their feelings, they change and grow. You become more and more human. But you purposely keep yourself apart.
Oh, so now it's my fault?
No, not at all. I respect that part of you.
Um...
Hey, are you angry about this whole Malos thing?
I'm not. Whatever happens, I'll protect you. Be sure of it. We cannot simply ignore what's happening in the world. But
what?
please say you'll be careful.
I will. Your Highness?
Just Adam is fine. What is it?
The going after Malos thing. Could it wait a few days?
Oh, is there something you need to do first?
Well, yes.
You see, Lady Laura seeks the whereabouts of her mother. Unfortunately, she has her mercenary duties to perform. Therefore, I often go out and conduct these searches myself.
I see. Then you found her?
Yes. With all that happened yesterday, I did not have the opportunity to say. My lady, your mother is currently residing in a small hamlet called Torigoth.
Torigoth.
That's on the edge of Gormott. Ardanian and Cian forces clash out there frequently. It's very dangerous.
Indeed.
Right. No time to waste. Let us head out there.
What? But what about your mission?
You don't want to see your mother?
Of course, but...
Then let's go! Malos hasn't hit that part of the world yet. It's as good a place as any to look.
You're hoping we might find him there?
Exactly.
That sounds too easy.
We go to the village of Torigoth to find Malos. And you go to Torigoth to find your mother. Everybody wins.
And once I found my mother, I join up with you?
That's the general idea. I'll send my people to notify your mercenary friends. And perhaps we could find a place for your mother in the capital. It should be safe there.
Is this normal princely behavior?
You think this is bad? Just stick around for a bit.
Nobody's, like, making you come along, you know.
Well, unfortunately, a driver and blade are one in body and soul.
As if you don't do whatever you feel like anyway.
I know this is all very sudden. Still, we don't know where we'll run into Malos next. It makes sense to stick together, as much as we can.
Isn't that...
No mistaking it. That's the blade. And that little brat, too. Aye, it's Blue Fist. Yeah, the whole village was wiped out. Found myself some great cool crystals, eh? And I found something else too, something real interesting. Uh-huh. Give me some time to take care of this, okay? I'll be in touch. Ha! Fate's a funny thing. Never thought I'd get to take back that paragon, what I stole in the first place.
It's really nice to have more company around here. Really makes fighting a breeze too. Well, yeah, what do you expect? The monsters around here don't stand a chance against me. Your powers are on a completely different level, true. But that's not what Laura was trying to say, Aegis. Laura doesn't think of blades as mere tools for their drivers. To her, they're partners in arms. Am I right? Exactly. When I said we have more company, I was talking about all three of you. I don't care whether you're a blade or a driver. I'm just happy that we get to share our time together. Okay then. It's a pretty weird way of thinking, if you ask me. You think so? Oh, you refrain from saying, hey, that's the guy from the base game every time a new character is introduced, although I'm tempted. Should we perhaps be on our way to Yangchik Harbor now? If we keep to the road, it should take us straight there. The regular board from Yangchik to Goromat, is it? As far as I know, it's still running, but we should probably hurry all the same. Team Adam, as well as Hayes and Milton, have joined us. Unfortunately, we can't play as Adam or Mithra right now, but adding in Hayes is still pretty good. Now that Hayes has rejoined your party, you'll be able to blade switch. When a team contains two blades, performing a blade switch while exploring in or out of battle lets you just select which of the blades will participate in the action. You can perform a blade switch by pressing left on the D-pad. Can we play as Milton? Unfortunately, no. Gosh, I wish. Because Milton is secretly the most overpowered character in the entire series. Okay. In battle, the technique comes from a cooldown timer, so you won't be able to use it in quick succession. By combining Vanguard switching and blade switching, you can choose the battle participants to suit your playstyle or as the situation requires. So, Hayes, first off, is a unique weapon class. I'm blanking on the name of it. The Crosshair, right. She is a wind element, and she is your only healer outside of Laura's 1 HP art. Yeah, they kind of make you rely on Hayes a little bit if you want to survive, unless you want to go the route of critical healing, which isn't as effective as it was in the base game. I'll say that right now. So, Hayes, her 3 battle skills are Headwind, reduces party damage taken by 10% of max affinity, maxing out at 20, making her actually pretty good at tanking. Tailwind increases damage dealt by the whole party at 25% and 50 at max affinity. Think of this similar to Dagus's main skill, Kaiser Zone, I want to say? Yeah, Kaiser Zone. So yeah, if you want to do the maximum amount of damage possible, you go with Hayes. At least for the other party members, because Hayes doesn't exactly do that much damage herself. And then Summer Breeze increases party resistance to all debuffs by 20% and 40% at level 5. don't underestimate this. Being able to resist stuff like break and other status afflictions like doom are so good. So don't underestimate this. And her three field skills are forestry, manipulating ether, and keen eye. And then the Aegis herself, Mithra. Her 3 battle skills are pretty much the same as they were in the base game. You got Foresight, which increases accuracy and evasion at max infinity, Lightspeed Fury, which recharges Archer specials upon using critical hits, and Glint, which increases her critical hits. And then her 3 field skills are Focus, Power of Light instead of Light Mastery, and Girls Talk. Okay. And then as for Adam himself, first, I want to see, can I level up anything? Yes!
It takes time and effort to get this good.
Alright, let's see, not quite enough to do this one, which is probably the one I want to do next. Alright, as for Adam is kind of your brute force character. In that he has a lot of hard-hitting arts. He also has a launch art, so now between Laura, Jid, and Adam, we can now do most of the driver combo, and unless I'm not mistaken. No, that's a topple art, never mind. Anyways,
keep on going, especially at this
do
rate.
that, and let's see, let's do this.
This one's second nature to me now.
And have enough room for one more, so let's do Ogre Smash.
This one's second nature to me now.
As for his weapon, he wields an Electro Greatsword, meaning he's electric element to start things off. And he also relies a lot on critical hits, so very similar to... So he synergizes pretty well with Mithra. Though, I will say this here and now, Mithra is not nearly as good as she was in the base game. Mithra was overpowered in the base game because of Rex's arts and how she powered up Rex. Like, as well as having access to the best topple art in the base game. That's what made Mithra overpowered, but because the Blade's abilities mostly affect the Blades themselves, this does mean that Mithra only powers up her own arts, which aren't especially great, sad to say. I mean, it's clever that all of them are basically her level 1 through 3 specials from the base game, like Ray of Punishment, Lightning Buster, and Photon Edge. But they're not especially great in Torna, I'm sad to say. And there's the Smash art. I knew that one of the Vanguard switches was between Adam and Mithra was a Smash art. I just forgot it was on Mithra herself.
No one.
But yeah, now we can actually do a full-fledged driver combo now. Just between 2 characters. Pretty nice. In terms of other ones, let's do Lightning Buster.
More power for me.
And also, now that we have more than one party member, another thing has unlocked, but I'll go into that when we actually get to another fight. So first there's this campsite as well as a nameless wander pawn. Me as nameless wanderer. Travel through high and dry and low and wet and cold and also warm places. Life a traveler is a lonely one, so it's much relief when there is chance to talk with other pawn. It is such relief talking to friends. Must reward somehow. Here, take this ox cord me found lying in nearby lake. It's just fancy paperweight for non-driver, so not much use keeping. Happy to give away. Me thinking it should be just right for Blade who really into smashing and brawling. Massive Melee Mithra is actually here in Torna as well. And just like in the base game, it does alter Mithra's appearance, while also giving her pretty dang good critical hit rate. Though there is one thing about it that does kind of bother me. So you see how Mithra's core crystal is fully complete because, you know, this is before Pyra gave part of her core crystal to Rex. Well, if I look at Mithra right now that she has the Massive Melee Mithra on, if I can get the camera to work with me. There we go, there's the camera. Yeah, she has the appearance as though her core crystal is kind of broken now. That does kind of bother me a little bit that they didn't account for the Torna changes when it came to Mesa Melee Mithra, but at the same time, I'm willing to put up with it because the stats are just so good, and also Mesa Melee Mithra's look is the best one out of all of Mithra's alternative looks anyway, so I'm fine with it. Alright, so go to the campsite because now we have more opportunities for crafting. Because we have talisman making with haze,
Stitch by stitch.
which gives specials recharge, so definitely worth looking into crafting some stuff from her. Then we have replica artifact making with Adam.
Time to roll up the old sleeves.
I was hoping that she still had that look. It's just so much better, yeah. Adam's crafting is basically similar to the shop deeds from the base game, where it basically just adds different permanent effects to your stuff, including max pouch items raising, increased gold earn, increased item discovery, all that stuff. And last but not least, creative cuisine with Mithra. Oh, I love it.
Time to get cooking. I'm kind of excited.
And yeah, she just kind of cooks food, but honestly, a lot of these are pretty good. Like, no joke, the Grizzly Mill Foil might be the best pouch item to get for the time being. Like, this is good even into the late game because it offers both arts recharge and specials recharge. So yeah, funny enough, Mithra's canonical horrible cooking is better than Pyra's cooking, which is considered delicious but useless in every other regard. I just find the irony of that really funny. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and do a puree scope and parfait since that's an arts recharge for 45 minutes.
Hunger is the best spice, right? So this should be delicious.
Love you, Mithra. And we have a campfire chat. Lady Laura, your mother is safe and sound at Torigoth village. That's at the Gormati border, I believe. That's right. We can make our way via the ferry from Yangchik Harbor. Then I guess we need to stop chewing the fat and head out to Gormat. Any others? Nope. Okay. Alright, so gonna explore a little bit because I'm pretty sure. Oh yes, these green barrels. Look out for these. These are kind of important.
Is killing me.
Okay, get red pollen orbs. Never thought they referenced that in this game. Because
You're coming with me, Treeway.
minor spoilers for Xenoblade 1, even though this is mostly associated with side quest stuff, so I guess I could talk about it. Red pollen orbs in Xenoblade 1 were considered drugs. Like, they were addictive, they caused effects that were similar to steroids. Yeah, they were drugs. It was so funny because there was an entire side quest where you were basically stopping a Nopon drug lord with these red pollen orbs. So the fact that they brought these back for Torna, it just cracks me up. And then, let's see, there's a staircase, but it can't go any further because of the damage from Malos, Malos's artifice. Nopon need a program.
Aren't we intrepid?
Let's see, is there anything else around here that I probably want to pick up? Let's see, a couple of... Oh, there's the unit I thought it was going to be. Isoferic Mitchell is off in that direction. I'll show off what that looks like as soon as we actually approach. Ukar's trail. What's this? It's some kind of weird mist. Must be an ether miasma. We should be able to do something about this before it ends up blocking the way to the harbor. This wasn't here when I passed through before. It does seem to have sprung up fairly recently. Bother, this is the only way through to the harbor where the ship departs. And there are monsters too. Maybe the miasma attracted them somehow. Indeed, we should handle this before more of them show up. Just let me at the miasma. I'll blast it into next week. Oh boy, Rock is in this game? Oh, I wish. Especially considering that one of my complaints with the base game is I wish they gave Rock more to do beyond when he was reawakened by Rex. Like seriously, he has like no story relevance. And it sucks too because when Pyra was abducted, like during chapter 7, I think it was, you see Rex constantly use Rock's weapon, and yet Rock is nowhere in sight. So that would have been an opportune moment to bring him back into the story there. Okay. Complaints about the base game aside. Yes, and everything in a quarter-mile radius while we're at it. What's the problem? Miasma is in the way. Mithra burns miasma. Miasma no longer in the way. Done. Mithra, the power you wield is undeniable. But all it takes is the slightest misjudgment and we end up being no better than Malos. Sorry to interrupt, but I think Haze's power should be able to disperse it too. Oh really? That would be very handy. Yes, I just need a moment of concentration. Do you think you could take care of the monsters for me? Say no more. Mithra, you're up. Seems like a ridiculously overcomplicated way to deal with things, but my driver's wish is my command. That'll do. Let's go. What bars the way?
We'd be more than happy to assist.
Set that as active and let's jump into it. You just received a quest. Well done, you. Quests can be broadly divided into main story quests and regular quests. This one's a main story quest, which means it's required to progress through the game's story. Really? Its objective appears as on the compass in a pink exclamation mark icon. Many people out in the world have trouble saying they appreciate your help with. Those characters will have a blue question mark icon above their heads. Speak to them and they'll explain the situation, requesting your assistance with something. That's how regular quests work. Resolving their issues will surely move them to reward you with a nice gift in return. Regular quests are not necessary to progress through the game's story and are marked with a compass with blue icons. It lies! Okay, this is the one tutorial in the game that I do not like. This one outright lies to you. I'll get into more why that is when we actually unlock a certain mechanic, but trust me, it lies to you about this. And it's the one divisive element about Torna that I constantly see. Now then, let's use Haze's power to get rid of the ether miasma. Each of your party characters has a unique art that only they can use called a talent art. This is the new mechanic I was talking about earlier. If you meet the requirements for activating it, you can press the right button to do so. To check the conditions and effects of talent arts, visit the Enhanced Arts menu. Talent arts are basically a way of sacrificing something to gain something. In Laura's case, her talent art is Swallow's Flight, where she will have the amount of HP she has in exchange for making it so that her arts are instantly recharged, meaning she's the only character in Torna to actually be able to art spam. All done. Now it's Haze's time to shine. Not so fast. That wasn't all the monsters. The miasma has attracted more. We can't do our thing until they are all dealt with. Ugh, well that's lame. Lame it may be, but we can't give up now. Alright. I can't switch it to Jin and instantly show off his talent art. Dang it. Okay. Okay. Beat up on these guys, and maybe I can switch to a top. Alright. Spinning wheel, and. Okay. Hungry Snake, and switch it to Jin. And his talent art is inexhaustible. Consumes the recoverable HP, as in the red HP, in order to boost stats. Not quite as handy as Laura's talent art, but it still sometimes can come in handy. Are we done yet? Seems like it. Haze, if you would. Right away. Titans, the great contents of all rest, are living beings, and one of the waste products they generate and manifest as ether miasma. Ether miasma tends to attract monsters, so removing it isn't the safest of occupations. It is, however, rewarding, as doing so unlocks a new collection point each time. And these can actually have some of the rarest ingredients, as well as be able to drop monster materials. So if you're looking for monster materials to do pouch item crafting, this is how you do it. This is the easiest method to doing so. Ether miasma's gone. Look, over there. There's so much ether around here. We're bound to find some nice stuff if we look around. Ah, so the abundance of ether must have been what made the miasma form in the first place. Indeed. Well, if we run into any more miasmas, I trust you'll do the honors, Hayes. Of course. Leave it to me. I'm glad you're with us. Otherwise, I'd be forced to rely on that loose cannon Mithra, right? No, that's not what I meant. You've been my only blade, so you don't have any experience of working together with other blades. That's my fault, but I'm sure that by traveling with Hayes and Jin, you'll learn a lot about your own power. And that's a good thing, right? Way to lay expectations on me. I'll give this cooperation thing a go, but I'm not making any promises about learning anything from it.
Always happy to put a smile on people's faces.
This is becoming addictive.
Okay, so collect that and get some lucky lettuce, melicite, and bunny meat. Alright. And oh hey, there's ionospheric Mitchell. Alright, so I think Rogals are one of the enemies I need to fight for a blade? Like something is just triggering in my mind that I need to fight one of those things? Yes! Hayes needs to fight it. Okay. In that case, I'll do a quick blade switch and I'll play as Hayes for a bit. If that Rogo could come back, that would be awesome. There we go, okay. So, Hayes' talent art is Winds of Time. In exchange for consuming all of her arts recharge, she will temporarily stop an enemy for about 10 seconds. Similar to her broken ability in the base game where she can make any blade stand still. It's basically that put into a gameplay mechanic. I wish it was a bit more useful, but still, any form of that broken ability from the base game is good in my book. Okay, let me see if I can... Kind of wish that Hayes was more of a ranged fighter, especially considering that her weapon class seems like it would be the type to do so, but... No, it's a physical weapon. She whacks her enemies with a stick, essentially. Alright, so gonna switch to Laura. And do break, and there we go. So you get a fluffy hat. I think that increases ether, which actually might be good for Hayes. So, let me see. Yep, increases ether. Again, with Hayes being the only healer blade in the entirety of Torna, this is good to have. So, go ahead and swap that. And Adam, I will give you the attack stones. That's my dedicated attacker. All right. Let's see what else. Right, I need to do this.
You can rely on me to aid you.
All right. So what else is there? Open 4 more treasure troves to get a keen eye. Okay. Is there anything else I need to do real quick? Probably want to collect these vegetables. And Gardener's son came. I came, I saw, I left. Hey, are you drivers? You come just in time. You passed that bridge coming here, right? I was headed for Harrod Hills that lie beyond, but then, well, then some monsters came and settled there, and now I've got a problem. Please, would you defeat them for me? The dunes are the only place where you can find sand of that color and composition. If I don't make the delivery in time, my father will surely get physical. Ugh, the less said of that, the better. I hope you deal with it very soon. I'll be waiting at the Felt Lake Village campsite. Well, that was sudden. Are we going to do anything about it? Personally, I do feel that Cherry Lore's happy reunion with her mother is our top priority, of course. But abandoning a person in need doesn't quite sit well with me either. If we extend a helping hand, we may receive assistance in return somewhere down the line. Yeah, it really is a conundrum. It's your choice, Laura. Yeah, we'll with you. Whatever you decide. Thanks, guys. Let me think a while. A simple errand. I am going to be
happy to assist.
Again, I'm going to be doing every side quest in Torna, so might as well do this. The good where Laura and her friends create is known as community. The foundation of community is talking to the many and various inhabitants of Allrest. Speak to a person and you'll learn their name, job, and location. You can always check the information by going to the community menu, found in the main menu, talk to everyone you can, and expand your community. Resolve an issue that a person listed in the community menu is struggling with, and they'll give you a token of their support for you. So, okay. Community is probably the single most divisive thing about Torna, and is the other element, aside from how pouch items work, is the other thing that I feel this game is inferior to the base game when it comes to. Is the other element where I think Torna is inferior to the base game. Because, okay, community is basically your way of tracking side quests and making sure that you've 100%ed everything in Torna. That sounds great on the surface, and it kind of is. Like, in other Xenoblade games, with the exception of Future Redeemed, there's really not a good way to track whether or not you fully 100%ed every side quest or not. So this is nice. The problem is that it compounds with a tutorial we saw earlier about side quests, where it said side quests are optional, and they lie. Because in order to complete the main story of Torna the Golden Country, you need to actually do stuff with the community. You need to get a certain number of supporters in order to complete the main story. And the amount of supporters you need constitutes to about 60% of the side quests in Torna. You need to complete the majority of the game in order to even complete the main story. And yeah, a lot of people are kind of justified for not liking that, because if they're just here for the story, don't care about any of the side stuff, they aren't gonna have a fun time with doing these side quests. I will give credit that the side quests are at least pretty short and don't require a ton of effort. I will give the game that. But it's still kind of annoying if you're just here for story stuff and the game just twists your arm saying, no, you gotta do some side stuff.
Anything good here?
I personally don't mind it too much because I already tried 100% every Xenoblade thing I've ever played. No matter how maddening it is. So I already don't mind that, but I can 100% see why other people would take issue with it. And I do feel like it could have been done much better. Heck, I think Future Redeemed, which also has a community aspect to it, like a community mechanic, I think did it better because it was just a tracker to make sure you did all the side quests. I see now. They're doing a grand job of blocking the way, aren't they? Some people just don't know when to cut their losses and quit, I guess. That's funny, coming from you. I'm starting to feel for the monsters. Hey, what's that supposed to mean? Lady Laura, should we intervene? Nah. They're just each saying what they're thinking, and that's no easy thing. Sure, they might butt heads sometimes, but that doesn't mean they'll kill each other, right? Who the hell do you think you are? Good line. Why don't you look in the mirror and ask yourself that? Again, why is like 60% of this game just everybody dunking on Mithra? I hate this guy's guts. Friendly banter between comrades is music to my ears. Adam, I'm not sure if I call that friendly. But whatever. I'm sure that together we can go far. Looks like they want to join the party. In that case, why don't we give them a warm welcome? So real quick, I'm gonna switch it to Jin because I still need to do the level 1 stuff with him. So let's go ahead and fight these timid bulls. Okay. So now that a lot of the explanation stuff is done and you know, all that stuff is done. And also, I'm not gonna go too in depth about like talent arts for Adam and Mithra because I want to wait until I'm actually able to place them before I can do that. So that's my explanation for why. Anyways, now that all of that is, a lot of that is done, can I just talk about how much I love the twist about Adam not being this very stoic hero? Because if you just watch a lot of the cutscenes from the base game, you probably expect Adam to be this very stoic, very Shakespearean-like hero, you know, wanting to do good everywhere, and, you know, just a very grandiose character. But then you figure out that Adam is actually kind of a goofball, and is kind of a goofy character.
There's something
I love that, I love that difference. Like, the disparity. It really shows that history focuses more on the actions and the deeds of a person rather than who they are. And who Adam is just a goofy guy that just wants to do what's right. I love that. And in fact, I think Adam might be my favorite character in Torna. Or at the very least in the top 3. I kind of debate between him and Mithra in terms of who's my favorite character from Torna. But yeah, Adam is definitely pretty high up there because I just enjoy just his very silly attitude towards everything, while also still being a pretty heroic and while still being a very heroic character.
There's something here.
He's great. I love him. All right, so I need to go around because I think now I can finish up that side quest. Pretty sure. Wait, where is he? Oh, he's back at the campsite. Okay, that explains it. Also, now that I have Mithra, I think I can actually go back and I can do that one treasure trove from earlier that I couldn't open. So I think I'll go ahead and just take care of that real quick. So go over this way and hop.
There's something here.
Okay, get some nice fish and
With all my might.
hack through the vines. And you get this and a treasure trove. For that, we get a muscle belt. That'll definitely go on Adam. It's pretty harrowing going from XC to this game. In the base game, Adam seems like a stoic hero, but in this game, he is kind of goofy. Yeah, and I love that contrast so much. All right, builds up strength. Definitely goes on Adam. Says he's the physical brute of the party. All right, so now let's go back to Feltley and let's go and turn in our side quest.
All right, remind me why we're here again?
All right, so hop up and hop over and let's talk to Kane. Oh, you got rid of them? Drivers sure have some skills. Thanks a bunch. Simple manual labor, my arse. Nothing simple about this, you codger. Still, I've gotta hurry if I don't want to get fed a knuckle sandwich. Here, I've not got much to offer, but take this with my thanks. We work as gardeners in the capital, my dad and me. If you're ever in the area, come say hi. Being called a liar. You got the response from the Reddit person you were talking about earlier, then? How much time we needed? I'll remember along the way, I'm sure. Community gained. Yep, okay.
Well, this is awkward.
The gardener's son came. If you get a yellow circle and they are added into the center of the community, that usually means you're done with whatever they need. Alright, so we got one supporter meeting. We're now community level 1. He's saying he was unable to do so, so I'm either playing an older version or I'm lying. Yes. Yeah, it's sometimes hard to convince people who are just so sure about how a mechanic works or they're so sure about how something works. So it can be a little hard to convince them otherwise, even with direct proof. Alright, and with that, simple errand is done.
Great. Another problem solved.
And with that, we get the recipe to be able to create a sword charm, a rigid vest, and an affinity max attack 1. And yeah, that's another thing that I kind of like more about Torna is that all like aux cores, they're just automatically crafted. You don't need to go through any process of refining them. They're just instantly made. And for that, I'll give the affinity max attack to... Do I want to give that to Jin or do I want to give that to Mithra? Because either one would be pretty good. I'll give it to Jin. And okay. And then I also saw that Hayes. Yes.
Our efforts are paying off. Knowledge is power.
All right, so what I would need to do, again, kind of like with the base game, I'm mostly going to be doing any, like, endless grinding on my own time, like off stream, so, but I will show off at least a couple of the things.
Looks like you're getting the hang of me.
All right, so what do level 1, level 3, block 10 attacks, attack from behind 10 times, defeat caliber score boxes in the Herod Hills and Torna. Okay, so those score box enemies, I need to fight those. Okay. And then 2 desserts for focus. Actually, I can at least get 1 dessert out of the way. So let's do puree, scope, and parfait.
Good for the body and for the soul.
All right, a little bit faster arch recharge. And so that Laura doesn't feel left out, let's go ahead and give her the Trout Stralu.
You knew I'd like this, didn't you?
Plus, hey, it is a favorite pouch item for Jin anyway, so that works. All right, and let me take a look at that sword charm because that might be an effect I want to look at. Plus, more campfire chat stuff.
Now, let me see.
Okay, so that is a 10% party gauge gain with a additional 6% damage dealt by specials. Honestly, not a bad effect. What about this cotton charge that I can now craft? 45 minutes of 8% more party gauge gain. I don't have access to chain attacks right now, so that's probably not going to be too useful, but something to keep in mind.
My cooking will make you howl for more. And that's a promise.
I love it. Still a ways away from being able to craft a grizzly and milf will. Can't craft anything for Adam. Nothing for Hayes. But I can craft a few more things. Okay. I have a feeling I probably won't be able to craft Jin's dessert until I reach Gormont. So that'll have to wait. For now, let's look at this chat. Lady Laura, your mother is safe and sound at Torigoth Village. That's what the Gormati... Isn't this the same thing? You really coming with us, Adam? Hey, my word is my bond. I'm worried about my mother, sure, but is this really what we should be doing right now? Oh, they're calling out me for just wasting my time looking at this. They are calling out my ass for this. Oh my gosh. But then again, I kind of deserve that because I'm just doing all sorts of random things and I'm progressing the story. So I kind of deserve that.
Here.
All right. Get a bunch of that. And I think now straight ahead are, I think, 2 side quests, but we can't. Well, actually, I think one of them I can complete, but the other is a long-term quest that I'll have to dedicate a lot of time to doing.
I'll investigate.
All right, let's get a green barrel over here and get some fang chips. And actually, I might as well upgrade my blades real quick. Oh, never mind, cutscene. Here we are, Ancient Harbor, isn't it? That's correct. I requested that they wait specially for Lady Laura before they depart. Oh, nice one. Good thinking, Hayes. Looks like we're getting our ride to Gormod will be no trouble at all. Come on, let's go and have a chat with the captain. The 2 main ways of making your entire team stronger are leveling up and using pouch items. Again, the tutorial I wish we had in the base game. Alright, so pouch items, added pouch item to your driver's pouch to empower the team with a certain buffer fixed duration. There are 3 ways to make his driver stronger. You can either improve the actual character in 1 of 2 ways, or improve their equipment. Using enhancing arts with WP, affinity charge with SP, equipping accessories, and there are 4 ways to make a blade stronger. You can either improve the actual characters in 1 of 2 ways, or their equipment. WP with an enhancing arts, their affinity charge, which just completed required tasks. Weapon mod uses core chips, mostly found as treasure, and ox cores, mostly dropped by foes. When you get an affinity reward for fulfilling a condition on a blade's affinity chart, you will get a pop-up notification. The affinity reward itself won't be unlocked at this point, though you won't notice any difference just yet. When you get the affinity reward pop-up, be sure to check the unlocked ability in the menu. Again, such a vast improvement over the tutorials in the base game. Alright. Though there is one thing that the game didn't mention about making characters grow stronger, is that another way to make your driver stronger is to make your blades stronger. Because their auto attack, block rate, critical rate, all of those will affect the attack stats of the driver. So making Jin, Hayes, and Mithra stronger will make Laura and Adam stronger in turn. So first, let's put a Fang chip onto Jin, increasing his auto attack and his critical hit rate. The Wildflower Nodachi. Hayes won't matter too much about her block rate or critical rates. It's more about just buffing her auto attacks. It's kind of similar to Dromark, where you don't need to worry about her other stats too much. But I'll give her a Fang chip just because I can. And Mithra, she already has a Fang chip equipped, so I don't need to do anything with that. Alright, so also another piece of advice, talk to everyone that you can. Because no matter if they have a side quest or not, they'll at least appear in the community tab. See? So talk to Geo, the jack of all trades. And also, if you don't want to be constantly seeing that menu all the time, I think it's system, options, and gameplay. Yeah, you can just enable skip community registration and you won't constantly see that menu pop up every single time. Like Tata Dolala, normally it would have added to the community, but because I enabled that, it didn't pop it up. Alright, so passionate youngster Luke. And there's a treasure trove. A little bit of light platforming, get it. Get a butted choker. I think that's a luck up, which luck isn't as important as it was in the base game because there's, again, no gacha system, but being able to perform debuffs on enemies like break, topple, or launch are still pretty handy.
Better be good.
Alright, so destroy that and we get water defense up 1 ox cores, as well as some more red pollen orbs.
Better be good.
Destroy that. And Crackerjack Merc roly poly, keep on rolling! Those of you who have not played the first game are probably wondering why I did that. Oh, friends, our friends may be intrepid friends of fearless blazing drivers. Roly-Poly is also driver. Meh? What do you mean, cool story? It's truth. Roly-Poly veteran in many, many battle. Now about to start new job, but it sounds like super duper mega faff. So Roly-Poly on lookout for allies. Meh meh. Friends look competent, but Roly-Poly know better than to trust appearance. We'll give friends tests. As for specifics of tests, yes, Roly-Poly just have most excellent brainwave. Want to see friends topple 5 enemies using driver combo technique? Any foe will do. Roly-Poly not picky. Friends know how topple work, yes? First use driver R to inflict break, then tap braid to do attack, and watch enemy hit deck like sack of mushrooms. It's simple, no? Do break, then do topple, repeat 5 times and pass test. And then, when ready, not forget to come see Roly-Poly and give good news. Driver coaching.
I said I'd do it, so consider it done.
This will just kind of be done passively. Certain arts and switch arts have the ability to inflict certain status changes on the enemy. Yeah, I kind of went over that with Lori and Jin. Alright, walk over here because Rusty Slate Piece. And then I'll talk to this adventure-loving person. And I think in that cave is something related to this side quest over here. Bardi Stone Locator Isabella. Hey, I'm Isabella, don't you know? I'm something of an adventurer around these parts. Say, do you know about the Barney Stones? Long ago, a famed adventurer called the Blue Barney went adventuring for treasure in all rest. But during his travels in Torna, he collected so much loot he couldn't carry it all. So he decided to seal it up inside big rocks and got monsters to guard it to make sure it didn't get stolen. He thought he'd retrieve his loot when he next made it out to Torna, you see. But he never got the chance, and so the Barney Stones remain untouched to this day. Barney might have been a bit useless and a good for nothing, but it makes for an interesting tale, right? Yeah. So you agree? I'm so glad to have met a like-minded soul. Then I got another tale for you. I heard there's a Barney Stone somewhere in nearby Harrod Hills. Though I might have a go at finding it myself, but so far no luck. Now I'm thinking I might just pack up and head back to the capital, but you look like you might be able to find it. When you do find it, you're supposed to hold up your hands and chant "Barney's the man" 3 times. Yeah, I know. I think it's nuts too. You've got to say the words to break the seal, and you can probably just mutter it under your breath. Oh, and you'll have to take care of all the monsters that show up after you break the seal. If you can manage that, Barney's hidden loot will be all yours, and you'll finally re-enter circulation. On the off chance you manage to get the treasure, let me know. I apologize to whatever European country I probably just offended. Alright, so the Barney Stone, I'm pretty sure is in here? Or at least there's one in there. Oh! Looks like I'm not getting that for a while. All of them, they were all... Oh, yeah. So I'm pretty sure the Barney Stone was, yeah, the thing that I actually located earlier behind the waterfall. So go ahead and skip travel over there and I'll quickly take care of that.
Alright, remind me why we're here again?
So...
We've been found.
Oh! Hi, Scorebox! I guess it's good I'm fighting this thing since Mithra technically also needs to fight these things for her Affinity Chart, so it's probably a good thing I'm fighting this thing anyway. Alright, so slash that up and get another muscle build, a rare one this time. Okay, gotta switch over to Laura so I can recover some HP. And okay, Bebeth Upa. Alright, down they go. And Laura gets to level 12. Not bad. Not bad at all. Okay, so swim over this way and...
Can we use this? If we must.
Hi, Grady! Okay, Thunderball! Alright, do a little bit of stutter stepping. Kind of build up my arts. There we go.
Yes, this should do nicely.
Grady Beast Meats and a Bunny Chucker. That's the Barney Stone. You might find certain mysterious stone pillars on your adventures called Barney Stones. They're a feature that's unique to Torna. Checking out a Barney Stone means you'll have to fight off some monsters, but if you can manage it, you'll get some hidden treasure. Preparation is key. Thankfully, this first Barney Stone will be relatively easy, but trust me, if you find more and more, what? Did the audio just glitch out? Man, what is with me and finding all the weird glitches in this game? So I swear, I encounter so many glitches on every live stream of this game. I swear, I'm not seeking them out. I've only maybe intentionally triggered maybe a handful of them, but man, last night I was able to get Melia's entire resort outfit. Nice. All right, so real quick, I'm gonna see. Right.
Diligence and devotion.
So I need to do a bit of shopping. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. One nice thing about Torna is that they will tell you what you did to achieve whatever you did for the affinity charts on your blades. Because in the past, it's usually just one line of dialogue being like, yay, we did it, or that enemy was really tough. But here they actually tell you what you did to get these affinity chart notes. Kind of nice. It makes, it kind of makes it easier to keep track of everything. All right, so, let's see, what else was I gonna do? Oh, right, I was gonna take a look at this and slightly higher strength. And then for Laura, yeah, I'll switch out the Bunny Choker since Laura has the break guard. Her resort outfit is a better swimsuit than her actual swimsuit. Yeah, it really is. Okay. Anything else? No? Oh, maybe I could switch out the attack stone for something else? I guess I could give Adam the HP up since he's gonna be more of our tank for a bit, especially with Mithra. So I think I'll give the Rigid Vest to Adam. All right, so let's interact with the Barney Stone.
If we must.
All right, last flyers.
It's too soon to give in.
All right, again, kind of stutter step to build up my arts. And let's see if I can try and get a level 1 special going. Get flyer stingers. So this actually is another good way of grinding monster materials or accessories or anything like that. Friendship ring. I think that has something to do with blade trusts or the line of ether between them. Come on. Okay, level 1. Okay, so Vanguard switch over to Laura. And spinning wheel. Caliber Scorpox. Oh! Yeah, I guess this is also another way to make it easier to get some of the Blaze Affinity charts filled out. Since I think most of the Barney Stone enemies are ones that you'll need to fight anyway for blades, at least regular enemies. There are no unique monsters for any of the Barney Stones, but it's still pretty handy.
I'll investigate.
Okay, popped it open for a secret flag blueprint, as well as a shell cameo, which I think was something associated with HP potions, I'm gonna say. Let me be right about... No, not the weapon slot. Yeah, increases HP restore to self, not using HP potions by 10%. So Haze is really the only one that could benefit from that, since Haze is the only one with a direct healing art out of everyone in Torna. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and level up some of Haze's arts.
I knew the practice would pay off.
Alright, and okay, don't have enough for the switch art, but it should be good. Let's do yeah, let's do Chill Stroke.
Polished to a high shine.
And let's do Star Slash.
Tempered by discipline.
Mithra? Let's do Fountain Edge.
This should be wild.
Alright, anybody else get anything? Okay, I need at least one more score box from Mithra.
There must be some use for this.
Alright, Jin got something. Just finished off 10 enemies. Okay, so I don't have to needlessly grind that, at least. That's good. Perform driver combo. Should happen naturally over time. And anybody else? Nope, okay. Affinity charge. Let's do this.
This is how I'll protect you all.
So now Laura can actually start off with her break arts. She can start fights with her break art, as well as Jin and Haze can also start with the X button as well. Since these specific ones, like the miles ahead, allows the use of an art, also affects the blades. All right, so only 1,500 to do the arts canceling. So that won't happen for a while. Adam, let's do this.
Work hard enough, and our efforts won't be in vain.
Let's see, this one is the arts canceling, so let's do luck.
Work hard enough, and our efforts won't be in vain.
There we go. Okay. I think we're all good to go, so let's go meet up with the Barney Stone lady, Isabel. Right.
Let's get a move on then.
Isabella. Okay. Huh? You have it at your garden founded. Have you the Barney Stone as a treasure? They tell me all the juicy details. I'm not gonna say anything else. Alright, just kidding. So talking about how there's more Barney Stones all around. But now Isabella is now a part of the community. Only 14 left until the next level. And Barnaby Taylor Barney. Complete.
Glad we were able to help out.
And for that we get a muscle oh yeah, there's also these little icons that look like a little smiley face emojis. Usually if there's like a golden ring around them, that usually means that they can be added into your community. Sorry to chat as much, I've been here the whole time. No, that's cool, that's cool. Okay, I think before I go to Torigoth, I want to take a quick stop at the campfire because I'm pretty sure Adam just learned a new recipe, so I want to see what I need to do in order to craft it.
All right, remind me why we're here again.
Okay, so go back and jump up. There we go. So let's go to Feltley's campsite. And check the thing. Thank you. Plus, I wouldn't be shocked if there's more campfire stuff. Again, I'm probably not going to be able to do every single campfire chat thing because there are just simply too many of them in this game. All right. Lightning speed flag increases running speed and... Ooh. If I could get one more Flammy Wing, and I think Lily of the Sunny Valley, I think that's in Gormott. I think I could craft that pretty soon, actually. That might be worth looking into. Okay. Can I do anything else? I think Jin wanted to craft a few more things for his affinity chart, so let's Craft a deviled
It came
baguette
together nicely.
and a lucky colorful salad.
It came together nicely.
Yeah, even if you're not going to be using every pouch item, I at least recommend crafting at least one of each thing that the characters can craft at the very least. Especially for the blades. Hey, Mikhail, we're heading out to Gorma pretty soon. Taking the ferry from Yangtze. Yeah, what about it? Have you ever been to Gormont? Nah. How about a Titan ship? Been on one of those before? Don't think so. Yeah? Well, you might get a bit sick, but you won't get bored. First time on the boat's loads of fun. You're gonna have a blast, Mick. Mick? Alright. So now, I think that's all I needed to do in this specific part of Torna. So, let's go ahead and take the ferry, and let's go to Gormont.
It's a nice change of pace.
Alright, remind me why we're here again?
Alright, Ged. Let's get going. So, you're finally here, eh? I've been waiting for you. You going to Gormont? Let's set out. Hop on. I only just became a Titan ship's captain's apprentice. It might be a bumpy... That is the absolute worst thing you could have said. This is the equivalent of, like, you're just boarding an airplane and the pilot goes, hey, this is my first time flying, so, it might be a bumpy ride. That's just not going to be... That's not going to be helpful. Well... Welcome back to Gormont. Lady Laura, welcome to Lansham Cove. So this is Gormont, huh? So pretty. I think the grass really is greener on the other side. It is kind of a dream destination, isn't it? And that's exactly why everyone's trying to claim it for themselves, ruining it for everyone else. Love Gormont, one of my favorite spots in all of Xenoblade 2. Yeah, it really is. Where most of our story took place. Well, the intro of the story anyway. Still, it's not like there was anything anywhere else to turn to. This is practically the only place where Lady Laura's mother could feel secure these days. Gormont brought new wonder to my eyes. Yeah. And to make it even better, listen to this music. Yeah, they actually full on did a remix of Gormont's field music, and it sounds so cool. I love it. Wait. Did I just hear that? Oh my gosh. This performer is actually playing that song that they played at the beginning of like Ursula's Blade Quest, you know the Gormati folk music? And I guess that's the Torigoth he's playing. Huh. Neat. Neat details. Talk to these two. You wanna? I'll see Mithra's animation. I actually wasn't paying attention to that for a second. Okay. Here you go. Okay, go down and talk to more of these guys. Again, talk to everyone in this game. Because that's how you build up community. Alright. She sat on her knees. Oh yeah, she does that once in a while. She even has that same animation in the base game, I'm pretty sure. It's one of her idols. And I could already see a little ether miasma off in the distance. Alright. And there is a courtship shop and an accessory shop. Behold, the only shopping you'll ever do in Torna, the Golden Country. Meaning that money is mostly pointless in this game. So spend away. Alright, so wing chip looks like just an objectively better fang chip, so I'll go ahead and do that. A Meadow Nodachi, and then definitely do one for Mithra. Sword of the Dingo. And I have a little bit of extra money. Let's go ahead and give one. Actually, wait. I probably should check to see the accessory shops, see if there's anything good with that before I make any other purchases. Let's see, leather gloves, which is a dexterity increase. Wolf shoes, which are agility. Okay, nothing that useful to me, so I'll go ahead and just purchase the wing chip for Hayes. Okay, apply. Meadow Crustier. And Hayes' keen eye, which is, I think, for shopping, I'm pretty sure.
Diligence and devotion.
Right? Yeah, spend 10,000 G. Emissary of Justice Mac. Prince Adam, what pleasure to see you again. Is Mac, most trusted intelligence operative. Prince grows so big and gorgeous. If only Mac was 30 years younger. Just kidding, of course. Wait, how old are you? It's sometimes hard to tell what the ages of a bunch of the Nopon are. Good check out the time. So, yeah, how old is this Nopon? Whatever. Poisonous substance is red pollen orb. Some dum-dums stupid enough to buy and dealer make in gold. Mac is on trail of dum-dums, but dum-dums always seem to be one step ahead of Mac. Which brings Mac to request. Prince Adam, help efforts of Mac to seize red pollen orbs. Red pollen orb cargo stored in green barrels. If friends see green barrels, should smash into pieces on spot. This is the long-term quest of Torna the Golden Country. Oh, no, I didn't mean to set it as active. Crap. Okay, but how long-term are we talking? 70 barrels across the entirety of the game. I probably won't be able to complete this until literally the end of the story.
I'll investigate.
So, yeah, this is a long-term investment kind of quest. But even if you're not going to complete the quest, at least the green barrels will sometimes give you good rewards, including some ox cores and plenty of money. Even though I literally said a little bit ago that money is kind of irrelevant in this game. Oh well, whatever.
Can we use this?
Get creeping stuff, cranberry bells, and pollen orbs, yeah. And ooh, unique. Over affectionate Murph. He just hugs maybe just a little too tightly for my tastes. But then again, there's no such thing as a too tight hug. Unless you're literally breaking bones.
Can we use this?
Alright, panda pansies. I think I just saw some Ruska flower, yeah. Alright.
Something here.
So yeah, you get to explore a lot of Gormot again. Granted, it's a lot smaller compared to the base game because it's mostly just on the right shoulder. kind of were initially explored with Torigoth, and you don't even go to the lower levels. But it's still pretty nice that we get to explore it with new, fresh set of eyes, as well as kind of see how things have changed over the course of 500 years. It's pretty neat. I like it.
I don't like the look
No, I don't think I'm done.
Enough.
Okay, note to self.
Let's not let this stop us.
Explore area later.
Can we use this?
Alright, get Sumpkins and cranberry bells and meaty carrots. Actually, does anybody need to fight over Affectionate Murph right now? Let's see. Ara Rogul and Gormat. Attack from behind. Anything from this? No? Okay. What about Hayes? Do you need to fight? No. Mithra? No. Okay. Over Affectionate Murph, I will hold off just a smidge before I fight you. I will fight every unique monster, because again, there's a worthwhile reward for it at the end, but for now, I will avoid you for now. Especially considering that I think... Yeah, I'm almost 10 levels below you. I don't have my full strength. I think I'm gonna wait. So... Oh, no, thank you. So just keep them running. And I think there should be... Okay. And also, I think, yeah, there's a side quest up ahead that I'll definitely want to pick up. Barbed tomato. Okay. So... I think that side quest is also at a point where there's a campsite, I want to say. Yes, there is a campsite here. Okay.
This is an unfamiliar vista.
Lakeshore campsite.
Investigate.
Okay, get some red pollen orbs as well as sunlight eye. I think that increases accuracy during the daytime. With so many limited amounts of ox cores in this game, that actually might be worth considering. At least as a filler. So I'll go ahead and give that to... Yeah, I'll give that to Jin, as well as one to Hayes. Mithra, I will give you... water defense is not overly useful. Alright. Erudite Doctor. Alright, so he's talked about miasmas, yes. Doc the miasma slayer. I can also check this campsite, see if there's anything new with that. Yes, there's a campfire chappa for that. See, nothing new I can craft with all the new stuff I've been gathering, so let's just go ahead and go into the chat. I wonder what kind of place Torigoth is. You'll be reuniting with your mother soon, Lady Laura. I know, I can't wait. Gormat is a real sight to behold. But that beauty can harbor many perils. It's home to plenty of monsters. You should keep your wits about you, Hayes. I know, protecting Lady Laura is my duty. I never forget that, not for a moment. Hey, I got her covered. I'm sure the two of you will be able to keep me safe somehow. Again, I really like these little, campfire chats. Again, if you really want to get the most out of your Xenoblade experience, do the side stuff. That's usually where the characters really shine and where they're the best. Alright, so... run over here.
Can we use this?
And get some sticky stick insects. Real creative name there. And... this little archway leads into Gormat.
Well, here we are.
The Torigoth Arch.
Who's in?
And...
Oh no.
Here too. Gormot's an attractive target, but this... Whoever did this clearly had no compassion or respect for the people they killed.
Well, whether it was Malos or someone else, either way, clearly they're all toast.
Mithra.
Laura.
It's okay. Mother could have run away somewhere safe.
I'm gonna play as Laura for a little bit because one little detail that is only present during this very specific section. Listen.
I'm some.
Laura doesn't say a word when picking up any collection point stuff. All the other characters will say something like I think if I switch over to Jin and try to pick up something.
Can we use this?
Yeah, Jin still says stuff. But Laura is silent throughout this whole bit. Little details like that really add to the moment. Nice. But yeah. This is really tragic, honestly. Just... You're so used to the base game and seeing Torigoth be this really bustling and really happy place to be. But... there's nothing. It's... yeah. Torigoth has some really good music too, yeah.
Don't have to tell me twice.
Hey, so run over here. And get some tree wood. And straight ahead, we'll find Laura's mother. Alive or dead? You'll see. We played Torna. I was excited when I found out it was going to Torigoth. Then I got here and... yeah.
Look, fresh graves over here.
This kind soul must have dug them all.
What's wrong?
Should we maybe bury him too?
Huh? Yes, let's.
This... I made this for her myself. She kept all this time.
Thank you, Jin. I'm alright now. Really. Are you sure? If you're trying to put on a brave face, then it's fine. It's fine. Hey guys, do you think we can go back to the village again? Did you notice something? No, nothing like that. I was just thinking maybe we could bring back something to offer to the rest of the graves, besides Mother's. They were all burned to ashes. Is there really any point? Really? We didn't even find anything last time. Alright. We can all look together. If it helps give you closure. I think if I zoom in on one of these graves, I think one of these should have... wonder where... I think one of these graves should have Laura's charm on it, and you can instantly tell that it's the mother's grave. But I am not seeing it anywhere. Oh well. It was worth looking. Okay. So can I warp back over to... Yeah, I can just warp back to the arch.
That was a nice change of pace.
Alright, remind me why we're here again?
And, oh man, why couldn't I have this atmospheric rain during that cutscene? That would have been perfect. Dang.
Surround them.
Huh?
Huh, fighting more Ardane in Torigoth. Seem familiar.
Troops, Imperial Guard.
Thieving scum. Don't think you're gonna get away.
Does this mean that this is Podreg's great grandfather?
Captain?
Speaking of fighting Ardanians in Torigoth.
Lady Bridget. They're brigands. Same ones who attacked the village, perhaps.
Drivers and blades. Mercenaries?
So that's Bridget.
Captain, I shall deal with these individuals. Emperor Hugo must be briefed.
Yes, ma'am. You lot, stay here and assist the Lady Bridget. Son!
Bridget, as well as 2 Ardanian soldiers. I think you're pretty well aware about how Bridget fights at this point, so I might as well just talk about how cool of a detail it is that there's actually a little bit of a story parallel between the base game and this. Because, again, you're fighting Ardanians in Torigoth in the early parts of the game. But whereas in the base game, it's a bit more lighthearted because, you know, you're just breaking a friend out of prison. Here, it's actually much more tragic because you see Laura's mother be dead and all that kind of stuff. And you can see the similarities, but it has enough differences to make it stand out and be different. And be its own thing. Hitting an enemy with a special begins a blade combo. Blade combo consists of 3 stages, and finishing it requires you to move through them in order. The first, second, and third stages of blade combo requires you to hit the enemy with a special that's at least 1, 2, and 3 levels respectively to link them up. However, there is a major difference between this and the base game because unlike in the base game where you really are rigid with what blade combo routes you can take, here, you can go any route you want. You can use any element at all. It's just if you want to have like a more permanent effect, just go with one of the blade combo routes from the base game. Like, I use an ice art, and yet Mithra's special is telling me to be used. So that's actually kind of a neat detail. All right, and again, it adds a lot more freedom to the combat system. In fact, I consider Torna's combat system to be objectively better than the base game because of how much more freedom you have. Video is buffering a bit. I was watching it late, but it's good now. Okay. All right. Let's see if I can build up to Mithra. You might want to Vanguard switch. No, Mithra. I know you're stubborn, but come on, girl. All right, level 1. If I could get to burnout, then I can probably do something with Mithra. Okay, let's see, break, topple. Since I'm not gonna be able to do any blade combo stuff.
Is within our grasp. To wrap this up before Lord Hugo arrives.
Not done with you. Come on! That was a pretty cheap trick. Keep going like that, you'll get a reputation.
Cheap, you say? Don't be absurd. It's called tactics, look it up. But perhaps that's something a simpleton like yourself could never hope to comprehend.
A simpleton?
Your attacks scream it. Clumsy, heavy, no refinement.
I was gonna go easy on you, but now you have pissed me off!
Mithra, stop! We've got children here.
What was that? If that had actually hit me.
Oh, didn't like that, did you? I can see it on your face. Well, on that note...
Mithra!
Haze! Understood.
What? How? Is this you? What the hell? She's our enemy.
Adam plainly ordered you to stop. Or didn't you hear him? Simpleton.
Again, this game is just everybody ducking on Mithra.
How extraordinary. I'd heard of a blade with the power to restrain others, but I never thought... And did she say Adam? It can't be.
All of you, lay down your arms. There is no need for this.
Hello?
It's good to see you again, Prince Adam. Please forgive the actions of my guards.
Don't you worry about it. I am just glad to see you well, Your Imperial Majesty.
Imperial Majesty?
May I introduce The Emperor of Mor Ardain, Hugo Ardenach.
The Ardanian Emperor?
He didn't kill Hayes.
Somebody
Again, this is a prequel. This is 500 years before the base game.
Are fairly similar.
Not that you'd ever know.
Thanks. I try.
I've come for the Aegis.
But yes, in the base game,
Its
yes,
actions have
Jin
been felt
did
in
kill
Mor
Hayes.
Ardain as well. We're currently chasing it down.
The same as us, then. But coming here yourself.
My brother is ruling in my absence.
I see. And so you brought Brigid and Aegeon.
Huh?
Those two are the crown jewels of the Ardanian forces. Wielding them on the front lines is the duty of he who has the throne.
Indeed. That ought to have been my older brother.
But he didn't have the potential to become a driver. And now, here you are, bonded with both of them.
The Special Inquisitor is under my brother's direct command.
Oh.
Should I fall in battle, he has his orders to retrieve the core crystals.
That sounds cold.
That's
Yeah,
how
this
it goes with
literally the
matters
whole
of state.
point of Torna is to explain why the things happen in
It works out well for me.
the way they did in the base game. That's the whole point of this.
I've always wanted to put myself on the line for our people. And I never enjoyed wielding authority in the first place.
I feel the same way. I don't get why anyone would want to sit on a throne.
Yes, that. If Prince Zetar knew, there would be consequences.
Let's pretend you didn't hear me say that.
You two will never see eye to eye. Better to leave well enough alone.
Ruling is, frankly, it's a scary thought. Just imagine becoming someone you don't recognize. Never knowing who's looking back at you in the mirror.
Prince Adam, I'd be happy if you called me Hugo, like old times.
I will, dear Hugo, but only if you call me Adam in return. Well, it would be beneficial to share our findings, but perhaps elsewhere might be better?
How about your Majesty's flagship?
Indeed.
Flagship.
Is something the matter, Lady Laura?
I'm just not very good in that kind of stuffy environment.
Well, you're not alone there. That's the worst.
Right? I think I'll sit this particular venture out.
Yeah, I'm out too.
Oh, no, you don't.
Wait a minute. Is that her?
Yes, this is Mithra, one of the Aegises. Your account would be valuable as well, Laura.
Everything I've seen or heard, Jin will know as well.
Yes, that's true.
Please, would you go instead of me, please?
Of course. I will do as you wish.
Thank you kindly. Well then, shall we?
Well then, my friends, shall we make a move? Your Majesty, this may not be my position to say, but would it not be wise to first investigate the location we spoke of? Ah yes, you raised a valid point. Aegeon, please consider His Majesty's feelings. He wishes for quality time to spend with his dear friend Prince Adam. I'm honored you value me so highly, but I think this is a decision best left to Hugo. What do you say? Would that be getting in the way of your mission? No, not in the slightest. In fact, I believe you are just as much involved in this whole affair as us. What with your traveling alongside the Aegis, that much is clear. So, this mission of yours has something to do with Malos. Exactly so. Aegeon, would you? Of course. By official decree, allow me to formally disclose to you the nature of our mission. On the surface, we have traveled here to work on the diffusing diplomatic tensions between the Empire and Korea. But at the same time, there is another matter we are investigating. And that, I presume, is Malos. So, what are you gonna do? Take him down? Capture him? At the present time, neither. It is His Majesty's wish to ascertain the intent of this Malos, and indeed anyone who wishes our empire harm. Then, I assume new intelligence has come to light? The 4th decade reported in just as you were on your way to Torigoth. They had discovered an area of land that has been scorched black by some colossal power. I don't think Adam's going to want to ignore that one. You read my mind. Hugo, as much as I'd enjoy reminiscing out on the Cloud Sea, I'd quite like to enjoy some more of the scenery first. Of course. If you like, we can take a side trip before we return to the ship. Laura, is this wise? I still want to decorate the graves, so I'll wait for you in the village. Everything will be fine. Hayes is with me after all. That's right. Please, take as much time as you need. Alright. Maybe it's for the best that she doesn't get to see the extent of Malos' devastation. So you say the 4th decade found traces of Malos' destruction, and that would be where? It would appear to be in Valafom Hill, heading inland from Ordia Great Plains. Labs scorched black, huh? Is Mithra attempting to cook again? Hey, carbon's good for you, okay? But I'm afraid I received no further information. We have no recourse but to go and examine the area ourselves. From here, it's probably even closer than the harbor. Indeed. Then that is where we must go. Perhaps you can entertain us with tales of your adventures as we make our way, Adam. Power Unimaginable is our next story quest.
We cannot turn them away.
And with that, also, yes, Laura and Hayes have temporarily left, but in exchange, we now have the full of Team Hugo, which consists of Hugo, Bridget, and Gion. And, if I'm not mistaken, yes, I can finally switch and play as different characters for once. You've unlocked the ability to change party order. Yeah, okay. Do all that. And we can actually talk to Laura and Hayes. I honestly can't stand those sorts of environments. Would you mind going to my place, Jen? If you hadn't asked me to go practically anywhere else, I'd be fine. But that ship? No way. If you want to temporarily bring Laura and Hayes with you, you know this stuff already, yeah. If you want to take Laura and Hayes, like if you want to do more with that one side quest involving doing break and topple, you could do that. But if you want to continue the story, just say no and just let her kind of be. I will accompany Lady Laura. If Lady Laura is going with you, I will gladly do the same. Alright, so real quick, let's go into some of the characters real quick. Particularly Hugo. Hugo's 3 arts are Shield Bash, which is a pretty dang good topple art, which means we no longer need to do a Vanguard shift in order to do a topple art. It was referred to switch. Yeah, I figured that was the case, yeah. Guard shift, which is which under normal circumstances, I usually don't care about these, like, you know, just stand still and just defend yourself arts, but this one actually does have some good use, as it not only heals Hugo, but it actually works pretty well with Hugo's talent art. I'll get into that in a sec. And then Round Kata, which is an aggro drawing art. All pretty good arts, honestly. Hugo is actually it's actually a pretty good character. In fact, I consider Hugo to be the absolute best tank in the entire Xenoblade series. And most of that stems from his talent art. Imperial Tether. When his own HP is at 30% or higher, he will reduce his own HP by 25% of his maximum to draw all enemy aggro for 15 seconds. This is a spammable art, meaning that all enemies will lock on to Hugo making him the best aggro drawer in the entire series. Which, again, is required for a tank. So he is objectively the best tank in the entire series because of that.
The culmination of years of sovereignty.
Yeah, you can definitely tell that Hugo and Bridget are definitely related. The culmination of years of service. Alright, and then let's do this.
I am always learning.
And Sir... Okay, that goes straight into the canceling. You mean Morak? Yeah, Morak. Okay, what else? I guess Ether? Even though Ether's not especially great on Hugo.
I am always learning.
Here we go. Alright, still not enough to do the arts canceling on Adam. And as for the weapon that Hugo wields, he wields a seismic sword. He actually wields a short sword and a shield. And he starts off as an earth element with high block rate. Think of Hugo kind of as a slightly better Torna with Poppy Alpha. That's the best way I can describe Hugo. Alright, let's give you a muscle belt. Make you do more physical damage. And let's do... Rigid Vest. Since, again, you're going to be an HP sponge. As for Hugo's blades, Bridget. Again, going to be very similar to how she was in the base game. Lots of evasion-based skills. And she only has 2 field skills. Botany and lockpicking. Kind of weird that she only has 2 field skills, but then again, I don't know what else you could have given her, given everything else that you've been given, all the other potential field skills. And there's no fire mastery ever required. So I guess it kind of makes sense. It's still a little weird. And also, one thing that I kind of find neat is that she has different field skills compared to what she had in the base game, and that's because this is a different Bridget than the one we know in the base game. So it's pretty natural to see her have different interests because it's a new lifetime. I don't know, found that kind of neat. And then for Aegeon, again, it's going to be similar to what he had in the base game, which is tons and tons of evasion. Okay, and then field skills, he has Ichthology, Command Water, basically Water Mastery, and Super Strength. I guess 500 years later, he's weaker, I guess. As for Bridget and Aegeon's arts, Bridget has, again, pretty much the same arts as her specials from the base game, so Heat Haze, Will-o'-the-Wisp, and Swirling Dragon. And then her switch art is Leaping Blaze, which is a break art. Honestly, I prefer Laura's break art, but if she happens to use it, it's still pretty handy. But yeah, okay. So let's do Heat Haze.
Strength can't be earned through sheer force.
And Swirling Dragon.
Is it me, or have I become stronger?
Will-o'-the-Wisp.
Strength can't be earned through sheer force.
And then switch art.
My flame burns ever brighter.
And then her talent art is Confining Flames. When your own HP is at 30% or lower, she'll summon a fire vortex below the target. Damages the enemies while also boosting allies' attacks. Kind of like a damage over a time effect. While also giving some nice boosts to her party. I still prefer Hugo's talent art when it comes to all the tanks in this game, but it's still relatively handy. And then Aegeon, again, same arts as his specials in the base game, including having a pretty decent evasion art. Like, this is the one thing I will say is actually good about Aegeon.
My technique has improved.
Okay, so do
ever more polished.
all this.
It's what I get for keeping up my training.
And then Rushing Tides and evasion art.
It's what I get for keeping up my training.
And then his talent art is Counter Wave. When an ally is incapacitated, for 30 seconds launch powerful counterattacks each time you evade. Aegeon is all about evasion, and like even more so than Bridget. Though, as much as I love evasion tanks and other Xenoblade stuff, you know, every Xenoblade has to have at least one party member that kind of sucks, or one weapon class that kind of sucks. Aegeon is kind of the worst one for Torna. Like, again, he's not terrible. He can certainly save you in a pinch with the evasion, but evasion is literally all he has. He is terrible with everything else. He doesn't have that good damage, and his element isn't always the most useful outside of chain attacks. So, I'm not a fan of Aegeon. He's probably the blade in Torna that he used the least. In X, any class can be absolutely broken. It's more or less characters that suck rather than the class or weapon. Yeah. So yeah. I'm sorry, Aegeon. I want to like you, but you just have so many things going against you that I just can't in good conscience call you a good blade. I'm sorry. Alright. But with that, I think we'll go ahead and call it here. So, next time on Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Torna the Golden Country, we investigate the blackened part of Gormont and see what's going on. So, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and just a quick reminder for this week, Friday will be, I'll be starting Zelda Fridays with Skyward Sword. And then Saturday will be more post-game of the base game of Xenoblade 2. Like, I'll be trying to get more gacha blades, as well as doing more side quests for that. And I'll continue Torna next Wednesday. So, thank you so much for watching, stay safe out there, and y'all have a good rest of your day. This is Chronofahx, signing out.